We've actually got a comment here from the Bad Jet, who says, "Dear Tony, want to know your views on Arsenal's contract policy of extending players' contracts who are currently injured. Pablo Mari, Cedric Soares. Do you think it's a waste of money by the club?" And I'll skew it another way. Cedric hasn't really done much, hasn't done anything for Arsenal. He's about 29 years old. He's got a long-term contract. Does this surprise you that this has happened? And David Luiz is someone else who's just had his contract extended as well.
Adam, listen, I've been retired 18 years from the club. I've not been in there, but what I do know and what I did experience in my time, our chief scout, Steve Rowley, he put a network of scouts. It took him 40 years to build that network of scouts, and it's just been abolished, to be completely honest with you. I think 13 of the backroom staff have gone. They're in transition, but I don't think it's by using agents, and I think they're using too many agents with building recruitment. The 4 teams that I've made in the last 18 years, the clubs that I've been involved in, it is very difficult. But I've always, kind of got players that I want, that I feel the best for the club. So, yes, I do question Adu. I don't think he's had the experience of building European squads. And I said very early, Unai Emery, he took away at the beginning of the season. They took Ramsey, Koscielny and Peter Cech out of his team and gave him Luiz. And you're kind of going, if I was the coach at that moment in time, I'm going to go, no, actually, I want Ramsey. If you're going to build any lasting victorious football club, you need your best players. You can't sell your best players. You need to keep them and work with them. So, it's big problems, as I see it at the moment, with recruitment, and it's been there for a little while now.
Would you say it falls under the reign of Unai Emery or Arsene Wenger, the recruitment issues and the staff leaving? I mean, what timeline are we looking at here?
Well, there's definitely a transition, obviously, since Arsenal leaving and Raul now is head of operations at the club, and Adu's he's kind of understudy, as it were, and they're going about getting new people in to recruit the players. But even under Arsene, the club's always done well. Just when there's 2 ways to get players: you bring them through, or through the academy, or you recruit them. And the success 89 and the success that I had at the club, we had a class of 82 with 6 internationals in our youth team. Put that together side a fantastic scouting system. 89, 91, the league titles that we won was born from that class of 83. Now, going on from that, Arsene Wenger came in and he had a untapped French market at that point. He knew the French market. Manu Petit, Patrick Vieira, Nicolas Anelka came over with very shrewd signings and a base, a structure of players already at the club, hence us winning 2 doubles and stuff. Since the Invincibles, as it were, it's been a slow decline in the recruitment. And there's been numerous factors. We built a new stadium that hit Arsene, and being a good economist, sorry, it's a long-winded answer. No. There's not just one part of it, Adam. It goes in, anything built takes time and takes many, many people in the right areas. And anything that kind of gets declined does the same. So over a period of time, there's not been the cash available to buy the big players. We haven't had players come through the academy, or if they have been coming through the academy, they've not been taught. The appropriate teaching has not gone on defensively, midfield-wise. I'm waffling on a bit now, Adam, but there's a lot of complications at the club.
I can imagine.
To answer your question, I can't put it down to one thing.
Understood. But obviously, when it comes to Arsenal, it's so close to your heart. But for an outsider, Emile Heskey, now I'm thinking back of when you were a young player. I don't want to make you feel old or anything, but I think we touched on it at halftime or the pre-show. You were this up-and-coming, rising superstar at Leicester. Everyone was taking notice. We know that you went to Liverpool, and obviously Liverpool are a huge, attractive club. They still are right now. They're the Premier League champions. I'm sure you had had offers from plenty of other clubs as well, and you went with what was most attractive for you. If you were a player now, and you were, say, 18, 19 years old, or 20, 21, do you think Arsenal are still an attractive proposition if you had to choose between any of the top 6, for example? Or are they even not a top 6 team in your eyes?
They are still a top 6, obviously, with the stature of the club. But are they attracting players that, if you've put them in the same bracket as Man City, your Man United, Liverpool, etc.? Probably not. You'd probably go to the other ones first and foremost. Again, because when you look at Tony was talking about the recruitment and having a pathway to come through. Throughout the years, Arsenal have usually had 1 or 2, 3 or 4 players that will come through the actual the academy and done well. Being internationals, gone on to had real great careers. But we haven't seen that as of late, and they've moved away from that anyway. So a lot of the younger players are probably looking at where can I go to get first team football as well. So, but I still think it still has a draw, as in it's still a huge club, but they're just losing their way a little bit. And one thing I will say is when you have someone of Arsene Wenger's caliber who controls everything, if you don't pass on that knowledge, you kind of come splintered. I think you've got to give him the credit that his credit is where it's due. He held everything together. He had a say in a lot of things. So when he leaves and you haven't passed a lot of that knowledge on, you kind of got these separate factions all over the club that don't want to talk to each other and don't talk to each other. And that's not good for a business. And this is what you're seeing with Arsenal.